Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, the network is breaking up, but okay, it looks like it's back on track again. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Ahmed. Oh, I'm not sure if people can hear me. Ahmed, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Amara.
Okay. Looks like the network is breaking up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is
Yeah.
Sudan, so
Another. Yeah. No. Okay. So I think we can also talk about the need for cultural intelligence
mm,
and why that's also very important. We work for an organization that's very diverse, and learning about cultural intelligence is so important. And I felt like that was also an eye-opening moment for a lot of our stuff of the staff, because we're talking about, okay, how do you prepare yourself to address some of the different ways of being, different ways of engaging, different ways of, you know yeah, of doing, right? Because we're coming from different religious backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, different ways of thinking. And for me, it was really important that we address this topic. And I think there were lots of aha moments going off. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
yeah, Amara. That was also an interesting topics that we discussed. This capability or ability to relate and work effectively across cultures, bearing similarity to the term cultural agility. Actually, how we can just and
Hmm.
work with in a multicultural environment, how we can behave, understanding each other, and not without judgment. Actually, and the aha moment actually here in the room was about bias. We all notice that we may have some implicit bias without even knowing it. So some people can say, yo, sometimes I used to be this, I used to say this. Oh, I wasn't aware that this was wrong. The implicit bias, because sometimes we are open bias that everyone know, and we know that this is to be avoided. But what was important that we were able to relate during this workshop is the implicit bias, actually, that we just don't know that it was wrong. And I was very happy that we were able to highlight this point.
Yeah. Sorry if I feel like we're kind of breaking up. So I'm sorry that we're breaking up with the internet. So sorry about this. Yeah. Context, where we are. But nonetheless, though, I think you're making a really good point about the need for to kind of. I think that's still part of raising self-awareness. What
Mm,
being culturally intelligent is has to do with your ability to really know yourself and understand how you interact with others. and
yeah,
and so it's really important that we engage in self-awareness, that we understand the importance of you know bias. How do you know yourself? Do you know your biases? Do you know how, and how do you interrogate the assumptions that come with dealing with different people, right? So this is also very important. And wow, we have lots of comments here. Let me just quickly share. Okay, I think Yuba is from Mali. Yuba Sise, hello. Yuba is saying thank you so much. Yuba is saying hello. Thank you. And okay, Mazin also has something to say. Mazin, I have to say thank you so much for your participation. Interesting, but I always have this question. Empathy is essential, and as Ahmed said, how important it is to have this connection. But how can we do that and have some distance at the same time? It is easy on paper, but in a working environment, it is not. Okay. Um, yeah, Ahmed, do you want to take that? So he's
yeah,
saying,
Amara.
how do we create distance at the same time? Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want to answer the question? Go ahead.
yeah. I just want to add a few things, because I remember we mentioned this during the feedback session in Tanzania, when we said how important it is to having the right distance, not too close and not too far. Because if you're too close, it can create some kind of conflict, conflict of interest, or it can just bias your ability to take decision. And being too far can just create this disconnection. We talk about empathy is creating connection. So if you are not able to have this correct distance, actually this right distance, it cannot work, actually. So empathy is about creating connection, and again, it's about your personality, how you behave, how you can make people feel safe, to come to you, it's all about you as a leader, about the kind of environment that you want to create. Amara mentioned setting expectation. You know, when you meet with people in your team, how you can set this expectation. Try to learn to know your people actually, how they behave, who are them actually, who are you. It's self-awareness first, and awareness of your people, the people that you work with. It's the only way actually that you can create this kind of connection. Amara.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Ahmed, for that. It's really about self-awareness, and it's also know having those healthy boundaries. If you can set very clear, expectations, and you really understand. I mean, you don't have to be best friends with your staff, and we're not saying that it should be chummy to doing things all the time together. No, but definitely investing in your people and getting to know them is extremely important. And by doing that, it gives you the ability to know how to help them, or to know how to support them. And yeah, I think if we come with that perspective of supporting, encouraging, and helping staff do well, then we shouldn't be afraid to do that, because we are afraid that people might take advantage of our openness or kindness. Let's think of it as supportive, or providing a safe space, and really trying to put the staff in front, like really making sure that the staff is at the core of whatever it is that you're doing. So it's extremely important that we go all in putting staff first, in getting to help them, supporting them, letting them know that we have their best interest at heart. So in my opinion, this would be the right attitude to have. We do have
Yeah.
a couple more comments. We have, okay, Chichi says she can hear us. Well, thank you so much for letting us know. The network is not so for some reason we're kind of breaking, the network is breaking up. I don't know if you can hear me. I hope you can. Sorry about that. Ahmed, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hello,
Yeah.
Ahmed, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Sorry, I cut out. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, Chichi can hear me too.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. Yeah, so the connection cut out. But yeah, thank you so much for the comments. I had Erica talking about connection and the importance of connection. So thank you so much for that. Um, and really, really appreciate that. So I think we can just talk about uh, our lessons learned. We've been working we're running workshops around Africa, and recently leadership workshops in Kibondo, Tanzania, in Khartoum, Sudan. Um, what are some of your lessons learned? What are some things that kind of popped up for me? I definitely think one great one good lesson is like less PowerPoint and more experience sharing.
Yeah, totally. Actually, 100% of the feedback that we
Oh, I
received
really
was,
apologize that the internet has cut out for some.
yeah. Can you hear me,
Hello,
Amara?
Ahmed, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying 100% of the feedback we received was about the way we
Yes,
deliver
I can hear you.
this two
I'm
workshop.
sorry about I'm sorry about this. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so one of the I don't know if I don't know if people can let me know if you can hear me. I'm not sure if people can hear me, but
I can
one of
hear
the
you very well, Amara.
learning lessons learned was the need for less PowerPoint.
Yeah, Amara, I can hear you very
Ahmed.
well. Can you hear me?
So one of the lessons, or one of the learned was the need for less PowerPoint and more experience sharing. So really important to um, go all in on more experience sharing, and really ensuring that people feel connected, because when it's too PowerPointy, it's just boring and people just disconnect. But we found that running workshops that are really more on activities and games and experience sharing was really powerful, right, Ahmed? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I was saying that 100. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, I was saying 100, actually, just to confirm that 100% of people that we feedback that we received, like both in Tanzania and Khartoum, confirmed just what you say. They were so happy about, impressed and happy about the way we deliver this training, which is far away from the traditional way of delivering training. When people come to workshop, especially leadership workshop, they don't expect teaching actually. They want experience sharing. You can see from Mazin question that he doesn't need like theoretical things. He wants to see how in the real life, in the working environment, they can apply what they learn. So that's why interactive experience sharing, experiential workshop is a must now, especially for this kind of leadership and development training. So
Yeah.
my takeaway here is let's review the way we deliver a workshop and make it less PowerPoint as much more experience sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And thank you everyone that's been saying, we can hear you, we can hear you. Thank you so much. This is very helpful. Thank you. Gosh, Ahmed, I can tell you, I love to just play and just have fun. I really believe like you learn more when you're having fun. And I definitely think like one of the key elements of the workshop was the different facilitation tools we use courtesy of 21 Toys to really amplify the learning. So we had the empathy toy, we had the failure toy, we had drawing, we had different games to really first of all create that bonding and really get people to be relaxed and then be vulnerable, and we were able to really learn a lot through play. I mean, what did you think?
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I was not used to this kind of also learning via a game. This gamification. So I was first impressed to see that people, mm, how people can learn from that. Actually, it's like you apply uh, a theory on a real life situation, and having fun, because as you notice at the end of the each game, when we summarize, we ask them what the key lesson learned from it. You can see how easily people can summarize their experience. They can summarize what they learned, and that was just fantastic to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, we've got lots of comments. People are really connecting. Someone said, okay, we don't know who this person is, but thank you. They said, I agree. And we have David Mwendu who says, very great, Amara. Thank you, David. And Liz Wool, hello. Hello from Nashville. Hello, hello. Great to meet you. Great to see that you're here. And this is such a nice feedback. Erica says, so glad this conversation popped in my feed this Saturday morning. Love the points about workshop and training delivery as more experience sharing and playful. I support this. Thank you so much, Erica, for your comment there. This is really helpful. We still have quite a lot more. Oh, we have people saying thumbs up, Ahmed. We have Fatima who says thumbs up. This is really nice. And then we have someone says more engaging, more practical. Absolutely. So the more engaging we are, the more engaging we are, in the way we run our workshops, the better it is to really connect with whoever it is you're training. So that definitely this was a really really big part. And I can definitely say another one is uh, community. Right, creating community is crucial.
Yeah.
A lot of times, when people are running workshops, I feel like they just jump, like facilitators just jump into the topic. Maybe they have like one, they have one energizer or something. But I think really spending time to create that community is so powerful, right, Ahmed?
Yeah. Definitely. Amara, let me just tell you something. We did the same workshop in Senegal in 2020,
Mhm.
and still today, the WhatsApp group that they create is still active. They're still interacting. They're still connecting. They're still sharing experience. I really liked. Even this morning, they were chatting in this WhatsApp group just to see how important it is to have this community actually wherever they meet in the world. Last time they can meet in Nairobi, in Uganda, and they are together. So what we am so happy that we were able to create this kind of community of leaders that can stay together and continue, because the leadership journey doesn't stop after this 5 days workshop. It's a continue journey. So I'm so happy that we were able to create this community, and they also love this actually. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Community. You're absolutely right. So community is so important. And like you rightly said, I think we still have WhatsApp groups from other trainings that we've run, and just being able to connect, and it's also so valuable. Remember, we talked about networking. This is a
Yeah,
great way to also network and support each other,
yeah,
so that the
yeah,
training doesn't end in the training room. It carries on to our day to day uh, tasks in terms of how we run our teams and so forth. So super, super important. Now we're coming to the end of our show, and I kind of want to talk about the call to action, because leadership, like we said, is for everyone, right? So we're gonna just quickly share what we want people to think about when you're running leadership workshop. What is that call to action, Ahmed? What should we be focusing on?
yeah. Amara, that's a great question. But first, my point go to the company. It's so important to invest in leadership. And as you mentioned, this soft or hard skill is so important because usually company invest like thousands of dollars on
Hmm. Millions.
millions
Yeah.
actually
Hmm.
on technical skills, and they leave aside this leadership skills. But what they forget is so important to have this leadership engaged people. Great successful leader create successful people and create emerging company and successful company. So it's a must to invest in leadership people leadership skills. And secondly, this now for the leader now, it's so important to implement and to embrace this topic that we share during this workshop, like psychological safety, empathy, communication, influencing. Those are cumulative knowledge and skills that can help like building a great organization to work for.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. And I think, kind of going back to what you said, the need to put people first, right? Because at the end of the day, we have to recognize that people make the business, right? If you're not focusing on the people, you're basically hurting yourself, right? So if we go all in on developing those skills and building capacity with our people, with our staff, then we're definitely creating the buy-in to help us do well, to help us be more innovative, to help us be to create that kind of positive environment that allows people to really thrive and to bring their best work, which is what makes people feel like, yes, I want to be in a great place, in a great work, an organization. Now we want to be in a place where, how do I couch it? To work, to be in a great organization, to be a great
Work
organization.
for.
Yeah. Yeah, to be a great organization to work for requires that we go all in on people, and to requires that we create that environment, right? To create that allows people to feel that they belong, that allows people to feel like they're included, that their voices are heard. So important. Going all in with the people, and of course, connection, working. Building relationship and connection is also very important, and we do have more comments, which is great. We have Lucky Star. Oh, Lucky Star. Lucky Star says the training was very useful, far from the way we thought before. It has featured a strong base for leadership skills. This is excellent. Thank you so much, Lucky
Yeah,
Star, for
thank you,
sharing
Lucas.
that. Thank you. We have another person here. It's practical experience training for leaders is essential. Well done, Amara and Ahmed. Hey, we don't know who you are, but thank you. Or maybe I think it's Aikare. I think it is Aikare. Okay, thank you, Aikare, if that's you. We have another person here who says, leaders should ensure that they continue to train their staff because they will all be leaders someday. Staff should not wait to be trained too. Sometimes their passion is all that's needed. It swings both ways. Leaders must intentionally lead from the heart. Empathy. Oh, I don't know who you are, but this is golden. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, and yeah, okay, Masin also say has something to share. One of the reasons to reduce turnover is to have incredible leaders. So yes, I believe it's really important to invest in developing leadership skills for staff. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Mazen.
Mazin.
You're absolutely right, Ahmed. I think this is exactly why we wanted to actually
Exactly.
share our experience running workshops, leadership workshops around Central West Africa and East Africa and Yemen, and just talking about the importance of going all in on hard skills, because
Yeah.
that's really what builds the connection. That's what gets people to feel connected. It makes helps people feel like they matter. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. Ahmed, you're nodding your head, so I know it's really connecting with you. You're
Exactly.
remembering, right?
Definitely. Definitely.
Mhm. So what are some any last words before we say goodbye? What are you thinking?
I'm so happy that we had this workshop together, and I'm sure we will have order again. And just thanks everyone for the. You can see also from the comment and feedback that it was great, and let's continue this good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Ahmed, we have the best time running workshops together. I think that leadership training is so important, so critical. And I'm just so happy that we can actually talk about this and share our experiences with everyone. And for those of you who are out there joining in and sharing your ideas and comments, we really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please follow us on LinkedIn. You can follow Ahmed. Both Ahmed and I, we write extensively on how to build inclusive workplaces. We're really champions for helping people managers create that positive, working environment. So please follow us. We're looking forward to more opportunities where we get to exchange. I see one comment. So let's see. One, oh, okay. Uh, yeah, okay. I think Liz wanted to say something, but I didn't quite come through. So, but thank you so much, Liz. And okay, Chichi Morris has one more comment before we go, and she says, "Let's see here if I can get us to open up." Ah, okay, Amara and Ahmed, you both did great. You both are great at this. Thanks. Okay, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
thanks,
And
Gigi.
yeah, so nice. And that she also says this also breeds better productivity as staff feel seen, heard, and appreciated. Absolutely, absolutely. And this is why we need to go all in creating that environment. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Mazen. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, everyone that's been here with us from the beginning. And sorry about the technical difficulties, but it's been such a joy being here. And so until next time, be well. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you.